I'm going to show you how to use AutoGen powered by Ollama, which means you can use any open source model and run it completely locally. Not only that, we're going to hook up each individual agent to a different model. And you don't need a super powered computer to do this. You can pretty much do it on any modern machine. So let's go. So AutoGen has had a ton of updates since I last made a video, and I did make a bunch of videos about it. So if you're just getting introduced to AutoGen, check the description below. I'll link all of my tutorials, including the beginner one all the way through advanced. And yes, the expert video is still coming. And so to do this, we're going to need three things. Obviously, we're going to need AutoGen. We're going to be using Ollama to power the models locally. And then we're going to be using LiteLLM to wrap the models so that we have an API endpoint to hit. And we're going to spin up multiple models at the same time that are powering individual agents. And this is really the dream of open source agent usage, when you can have each agent powered by a fine-tuned, verticalized model that is really good at just a couple things. So for example, if you wanted to have a coding agent, we can use Ollama. If you wanted to have a generalized agent, you can use Mistral. You can use a model fine-tuned on creative writing if that's the agent you want to build. Pretty much the options are endless. But enough talk, let me show you how to do this. So if you don't already have Ollama installed, go ahead and install it. It could not be easier. You just click this download button, install it, and then that's it. And then you're going to see this little Ollama icon in your taskbar up at the top. And that's it. That's really all you need to do. Ollama doesn't have an interface. It runs completely from your command line. All right, so in this example, I'm going to install two models. We're going to be using Mistral as the main kind of orchestration model, and then we're going to be using CodeLlama as the coding model. So all you need to do to download the model is type this command, Ollama run Mistral. And of course, you can replace Mistral with any model that you want. So I'm going to hit enter, and it should start downloading it. Yep, there it goes. Very easy. Now, while it's downloading, I want to mention one thing. This video is purely showing you how to get this up and running. I'm not going to spend much time optimizing AutoGen to use these models and really be successful with it. Maybe I'll save that for another video. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see that. But for today, I'm just going to show you that we can get it up and running using multiple models at the same time. Okay, looks like it's done downloading. Now it's probably getting the metadata. Okay, there we go. It's up and running. Now, if you remember from my previous Ollama video, I was absolutely blown away by the fact that you can have multiple models up and running at the same time. And if you prompt each of them at the same time, they'll queue up and then run sequentially and swap in and out of memory so quickly, literally within like 1 to 2 seconds. It was extremely impressive. And of course, that gave me the idea that, well, agents should be able to use multiple models now. And so now that it's up and running, let's make sure it works. Tell me a joke. Now, remember, this is the Mistral model. Look how fast that is. For those of you wondering, I'm on a MacBook Pro M2 Max, 32 gigabytes of RAM. So it's a pretty beefy laptop, but it's still just a laptop. I'm not using my RTX 4090. So there we go. Sure, here's a joke for you. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Okay, so now we know it's working. So let's quit out of here. Next, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to say Ollama run CodeLlama. Now it's going to download another model. Now, while we're waiting for that, I've switched back to the Ollama homepage. And if you click up in this top right corner where it says models, we can actually get a list of the models that are available through Ollama. So here we have the Find model, which I've heard is incredible, and I've been meaning to test that. Wizard Coder, Mistral Open Orca, Naus Hermes, Zephyr. I mean, these are all just the best models out there. Here's DeepSeek Coder, which I just tested and was phenomenal. Here's Orca 2 from just a few days ago, which again, that's another model that I've been meaning to test. Star Coder, Dolphin 2.2 Mistral, which is definitely the best open source model that I've tested so far, and it's by Eric Hartford. Here's Samantha Mistral if you want to do creative writing. Here's the Yi model, which didn't really perform all that well if you watched my last testing video. SQL Coder if you want to do some SQL writing. And so yeah, it has a bunch of different models that you can use. All right, switching back, it looks like it downloaded successfully. Let's give it a test. Write a Python script to output numbers 1 to 100. There it is, done. So fast. And that is correct. So we know that we have both models downloaded to our machine now. I'm going to exit out of there by hitting Control D. And now let's get our environment set up using Conda so that we can actually write some code and get this all working together. So conda create -n AutoGen Python equals 3.11. Hit enter. Now I already have an environment that's named the same thing, so it's going to ask me if I want to remove it, and yes I do. But you won't get that message. We're going to accept to proceed. All right, now that it's done installing, we're going to grab this command right here, conda activate AutoGen, and then hit enter. And we can tell that it's activated because it says AutoGen right there. Next, we're going to check which Python we're using. And the reason for this is just to triple verify that when we install things using pip, it's using the right Python environment. So I do which Python, hit enter, And there we go. And now I'm just going to copy this, and then I'm going to paste that in, and then type -m pip install AutoGen, and then hit enter. And that's going to install AutoGen, obviously. And now it's done. The next thing we're going to install is LiteLLM, which just provides a wrapper around Ollama that exposes an API that we can use with AutoGen. And it's integrated really nicely. You don't really need to do anything. It just knows it's there. So here we go. Same thing. We're going to output the Python location -m pip install LiteLLM, and then hit enter. Now, once that's done, we should be able to just type LiteLLM --model Ollama/Mistral. And you can follow this pattern to load up any model that you want that you have downloaded. So here we go. Let's try it. Looks like it worked. There we go. So we have Unicorn running at localhost port 8000. So that's perfect. Now we're going to open up a new tab, and we're going to get a second model loaded and running. And then we need to activate the environment again, because if you notice right here, it says base. So the environment is not activated. Conda activate AutoGen. Now that that's activated, we can type LiteLLM --model Ollama/CodeLlama. Hit enter. There we go. And it automatically puts it on another port, as you can tell here. So now we have 2 servers running using Ollama. We have 2 models that are ready to be served through the LiteLLM API, which really just mimics the OpenAI API. And now we're ready to write some code. So I have a new file ready to go. It's a Python file. This is Visual Studio Code. If you look in the bottom right, you can see which Python version and which Conda environment we're using, and it says AutoGen right there, so that's perfect. So the first thing we need to do, import AutoGen. Now there's a red underline here, and it says AutoGen is not access Pylance, import AutoGen cannot be resolved. Usually that means the module and the version of Python, the version of Conda, they're not matching in some way. So I'm not sure why it says that, but it still should work. And if it doesn't, we'll fix it when we get there. Next, we're going to create our config list. And here's where we're going to do something different than what we normally do. Usually you're either plugging in your GPT-4 API key, or you're listing a local URL that you want to hit for the API. But in this instance, we're going to list our local model URL, but we're also going to have other ones. So let's make sure to name it properly so that we can distinguish between which one's Mistral and which one's CodeLlama. So let's type config list Mistral equals, and then open brackets. And this is a JSON object. So this is the right formatting for JSON. So AutoGen did change something recently, and this is now base URL. I can't remember what it used to be. I think it was like API URL or something like that, but now it's base URL, and that's the URL of the API endpoint that we're going to be hitting. Then we type colon, and let's open up some quotes. Switching back to our terminal, let's grab the Mistral model first. So here it is down here. Here's the URL, and we're just going to copy that. Switch back, and we're going to paste it in right here. And then we're going to type API key, but since we don't have one, we can just say null. And now we have the config list for Mistral. But now let's create one for CodeLlama as well. So I copied that part of the code. I'm just going to delete this, and we're going to call it CodeLlama. And let's switch back to the terminal. And here's the port we're going to be using for this one. So I'll copy that, switch back, paste it in there. So now we have one for Mistral and one for CodeLlama. Now we can pass each of these config lists to the agent so they know which model to use for its task. Next, we're going to create the LLM config parameter. So we're going to create 2 of them, and I just copy pasted one that I already had. So LLM config Mistral, then we type config list, and then we're going to insert our config list Mistral, and then same thing for CodeLlama right here. So LLM config CodeLlama, then the config list gets passed in config list CodeLlama. Now let's create our first assistant. So assistant equals AutoGen.assistant agent, open up parentheses, and then the first thing we're going to need is a name equals assistant. We're going to be boring. And then the second thing we're going to need is an LLM config, and then we equal, and what we're going to be using for the assistant, the general assistant, is the LLM config Mistral. We're going to be using the Mistral model. So we paste it in right there. Now let's go ahead and create a second one. So save, I'm going to copy it, paste it in, and we're going to call this one Coder. And it's the same thing. We're going to do AutoGen.assistant agent. We're going to call it Coder here. And the LLM config, we're going to be using CodeLlama. So now we have 2 agents, one assistant agent that uses the Mistral model, and then a coding agent that uses the CodeLlama model. Next, we have to create our user proxy, and I just grabbed this from another file I have. I'll put all of this in a gist so you don't have to retype it manually. You can find the gist in the description below. So now we're creating our user proxy agent. So we have AutoGen.userProxyAgent. We're going to name it user proxy. For human input mode, we're going to do terminate. Max consecutive auto reply, we'll just leave that at 10. Is termination message, we'll leave leave it as is. Now, this is really where you're going to need to play around and try to optimize for your open source models, because sometimes they say terminate correctly, sometimes there's a trailing white space. And so you're going to have to play around with it and figure out what works best for you. For code execution config, we're going to keep it in the work directory web. And then for the LLM config, here's what's important. We're going to pass in the Mistral model, because again, we just want a general model for the user proxy agent. We don't want it to be a coding model. Then here's the system message, reply terminate if the task has been solved at full satisfaction. Otherwise, reply continue. Next, let's write out our task. So we're going to type task equals quote, 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 and we'll type tell me a joke just to see if it works. Next, we're going to set up our group chat. And the reason we're using group chat is because we have more than just one agent and one user proxy. If we just had one agent plus one user proxy, we wouldn't need group chat. But we have an assistant, we have the coder, and we have the user proxy. So here we're going to type group chat equals autogen.groupchat. Then we're going to pass in the agents. So agents equals the user proxy agent, the coder agent, and the assistant agent. We're going to pass a blank messages because we don't have any yet, and max round 12. You can mess around with these settings as much as you like. Next, we need a manager, and the manager is going to coordinate the different agents within this group chat. So here we go. We have AutoGen group chat manager. We pass in the group chat that we just created right there. So group chat equals group chat. Then we're going to pass in an LLM config. And once again, because this is kind of an orchestration agent, we're just going to use the general Mistral model. So LLM config Mistral. Last, we need to actually execute the task. So user proxy.initiate chat, we pass in the manager, and we pass in the message of task, which is right here. Tell me a joke. Let's save it. Still says AutoGen is not available, but let's see if it works. Hopefully it does. So let's hit play in the top right corner and let's see. So you can see right here, the first thing it did was conda activate AutoGen. So that might be why it showed that the AutoGen library wasn't available yet, because we hadn't yet run activate AutoGen. And while that's loading up, to see that it's actually working, we should see some output on these two tabs. We have this right here with no output yet, and this one right here with no output as well. This one is Ollama, and this other tab is Mistral. Okay, tell me a joke. And it looks like it's working. Here it is. I switch back and there's the prompt to Mistral. Okay, so the assistant wrote print, why did the scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Great, but then of course it continues on. Task, solve the given equation. So now it's just making stuff up. So again, this is where you're gonna have to play around and really figure out how to get those termination messages working properly, and that the model knows how to terminate. And you can customize all of these things, the system message, the prompt, etc. There, the coder said terminate, and yeah, it's just going off on a complete tangent now. So I'm gonna stop it, but we can see right here, we have output from the Mistral model, and we also have output from the Ollama model. So it worked perfectly. Well, maybe perfectly is a stretch, but in terms of getting individual models to power individual agents, that worked perfectly. Now, let me try one more thing just to get it to work a little bit well. So instead of doing a group chat, I'm just gonna simply do a user proxy and an assistant, and I'm gonna have them both powered with separate models. So I'm gonna delete the assistant, and then we're gonna remove all this stuff right here, and then I'm gonna say user proxy.initiate chat instead of GPT assistant. Let's do coder, and the message is going to be task. And then for the task, we're gonna say write a Python script to output numbers 1 to 100. So let's save. I'm gonna clear the screen there and let's play. Okay, here we go. So I am still using two different models, one Mistral and one Ollama. And the coder is using Ollama and the user proxy is using Mistral. And there we go. It did it perfectly. And to give feedback to coder, enter or type exit to stop the conversation. So here we go. Let's try something different. Now write a script to output numbers 1 to X, where X is a random number generated by the user proxy agent. This should force them to work together. Okay, that did not work like I thought it would. It just used coder. And I'm just gonna type enter. Maybe the user proxy agent is just gonna execute that code. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this human input mode to never, and let's do this again. I'm gonna clear the screen. Let's push play. And of course it still has our caching. So let's get rid of that cache. So in my AI projects folder, I see this little hidden .cache folder. Let's go ahead and move it to the trash. And of course, there's a number of ways to do that, but that's the way I'm gonna do it for now. Okay, so let's try this. Write a Python script to output numbers 1 to 100, and then the user proxy agent should run the script. Go ahead and push play. There we go, absolutely perfect. Look at that. So we have the coder who output the script. Then we have the user proxy agent who ran the script and 1 to 100. And we can see all the output happening from the different models. So This worked perfectly. So what else do you want to see about AutoGen before I make my expert video? Let me know in the comments below. And also, I'm collecting all the best real world use cases for AutoGen. So if you have one, especially if you have the code, drop it in the description below or jump in my Discord and ping me and let me know that you have it. If you liked this video, please consider giving a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.